Hey everybody, it's Crypto Kylie here, and I'm at Crypto Invest Summit here talking with Paul from Edge Wallet.
Hello, how are you?
So, tell me a little bit about, well, I'm great. How are you?
Doing well. Yeah, it's been a great, already started the day. I've always been here since 10 o'clock, already had great conversations here at CIS.
Yeah.
So highly recommended for other people that are looking to attend a good event.
The energy is like really light. There's a lot of happy people here today. So,
yes.
Clearly everybody had coffee.
Yes, I definitely had mine too today so far.
So tell me a little bit about Edge.
Edge is a non-custodial exchange. Our goal is let's get the retail investor off all of those centralized exchanges, which are to us a systemic risk as well as just personal security risk for a lot of people. As opposed to, hey, go buy crypto with your money on some centralized exchange, trade it there, and then have it to remove it and put it on a wallet where you own the keys. It all happens inside of one app. So in Edge, you can buy, sell, trade crypto, dozens of different assets all around the world with many different fiat on and off ramps, all inside of one app.
Perfect. So why do you think it's important to own your own keys?
Gosh, how much time do you have to talk about why it's important to own your own keys? Everything from obviously the security aspect, that's what crypto was built for, and it's kind of a hot potato to try to deal with custodial holding of keys in a third party. It just becomes too big of a honeypot for hackers and attackers, and we've seen time and time again that be an issue. But as well, it's a systemic risk to the actual success of Bitcoin. If everyone held their funds in a custodial service, then we no longer have any guarantees on how much Bitcoin actually exists. Can it then therefore be leveraged and inflated without us knowing it? As well, we also lose the fundamental benefit of being able to transact crypto between anyone, anywhere in the world with an internet connection, because the custodians have and always will restrict who you can send money to. They're just basically banks, and they'll have all the same limitations as banks. So if we want the true benefits of what crypto was built for, and to reduce the security implications of a lot of these centralized exchanges, then we effectively do need to hold our own keys, but we need good, easier solutions to do that.
So an easier solution. I know my mom, one of her biggest fears is losing her private keys.
Right.
So how do you solve that issue of owning your own private keys, but still being able to access them in case you lose them or forget or whatever?
So in Edge, that's one of the fundamental differences that we have compared to most other non-custodial solutions, is that the app still creates keys that only you can see, but it automatically encrypts them and backs them up. So if you were to lose your phone, switch phones, and this is one of the most common reasons people lose keys, they literally switch phones. They upgrade a phone, they throw away the old one. If you were to do that in Edge, you just simply log in on your new device, and that downloads your encrypted keys and decrypts them on your phone so you can transact your money. As well, we have multiple other methods of being able to decrypt your funds. So biometric, conveniently on a phone, PIN-based login, as well as password recovery. And that's one of the key features that Edge has that you just don't see, not just in the world of cryptocurrency, you don't see this in the world of cryptography, like encrypted data. So using a split key, personal question and answer system, we can actually recover someone's account without having any personal access to that account if a user were to forget their password.
Yeah.
So you do have to set it up. We do recommend people set up password recovery. The app will remind you to do that once you receive some funds, like $20 worth. And once you set it up, you'll now have a link in your email that you can tap in the future should you forget your password.
Wow,
so
amazing.
Being very forgiving to the imperfections of humans is what we definitely think about when it comes to security. It's not just securing crypto against an outside attacker, it's also securing crypto against us, because we're actually the biggest reason why we lose crypto.
Yeah,
exactly.
I'm sure more people lose their funds through themselves than through an outside party.
Almost certainly, especially if they're holding their own keys. Hardly ever do you hear of people losing funds if they hold their own keys from an outside party. It's always because they screwed up themselves.
Yeah.
So we're trying to find that right balance where they hold the funds, so they're not going to get attacked on an exchange, but the holding of those funds is very forgiving. The security is very forgiving, so that the average user can recover in case they forget passwords or shift their devices.
Yeah.
All very forgiving.
And it's perfect for beginners who aren't ready to take that next step and hold their own private keys.
Yep. I mean, they are holding their private keys, but they're not doing maybe like a hardware wallet with the 24 words at the backup and the whole process of plugging in, removing.
Right.
And so I think it is a great beginner starting point, but for a lot of people, especially those that are looking to do some occasional trades, it's a great solution because you don't have to then transfer your funds from, say, a hardware wallet to an exchange just to do a trade and then transfer them back out.
Right.
Right. It's all inside of the same app. You can onboard from fiat, from a bank account, credit card, as well as crypto to crypto functionality exchanges.
Amazing.
Yep.
So with that, what are the main differences between a software wallet and a hardware wallet, and how do you choose which one you're going to use?
Yeah, so main difference is that a hardware wallet typically keeps your keys on a device that has no access to the internet. That's the kind of raw definition. So that's the advantage of that is from the viewpoint of security, it's generally more secure to an outside attacker. Not necessarily more secure to kind of user error, but more secure to an outside attacker. The disadvantage of that is usability. Both from how do you secure it, and personally, I have to write down 24 words and I got to put that thing somewhere. Now, where do I put that becomes a key question. The hardware might be secure, but did I put that somewhere that was a good place? Did I put it underneath my keyboard at work where someone could find it? Or for some people, did I accidentally put that on my Google Drive or Dropbox, and when that gets compromised, I suddenly lose my funds? So fundamental difference, yes, that device itself is more secure to outside attack, but the backup might not necessarily be. So it's really up to the user to determine how secure that backup is. And then from the viewpoint of what software can do and functionality, Edge, while we are a software platform, or we kind of don't like using the word wallet anymore because it means too many things. There's a much richer level of exchange functionality in Edge than you'll find on a hardware wallet or an application for a hardware wallet. Buy, sell, trade, many different countries. And actually just last week we announced a new piece of functionality where people in Europe, I know it's not as relevant to us here in the US, if your listeners are US based, but in Europe you can now buy up to 5,000 about US dollars worth of crypto from a European bank account per day with no KYC at all.
Wow.
No name, email address, phone number, selfie with your ID, passport, none of that. Just a bank transfer to the exchange.
Wow.
You get Bitcoin. And vice versa, all from inside of Edge.
Wow,
so
huge.
That's huge news. I just did a 2-week road trip out in Europe, and people loved it. They were just bug-eyed, excited, like, oh my God, this is definitely groundbreaking, earth-shattering, because it's in our world, it's KYC everything.
Yeah.
So things like that are what we're able to offer in a much more flexible kind of software environment.
Yeah. Well, congratulations. That's huge.
Yeah. No, we're definitely excited.
Yeah.
So let people know.
So last question. What is your favorite part about working in the crypto space?
There's not too many industries that are really going to be in the history book, like significantly in the history book. And so the fact that my life crosses over this industry and that I know enough to be able to just do something within the space, whether I'm successful or not, that is the most exciting thing, that you're in an industry that your kids are going to be reading about. That's fundamentally going to change the way humanity just lives. And transfer of value is one of the core kind of products that as humans we use and need, whether it's barter to fiat to gold to crypto. You're going to need some aspect of value transfer, and this is the biggest disruption that the world has ever seen. So being a part of that is probably the most exciting piece. It's not like I'm not creating the next social media app like TikTok where people dance and put fancy hearts over their videos. Okay, great, that startup will probably make $1 billion. But we're really making something significant that's going to go into history books. That's what I'm excited about.
Yeah. It's funny you mentioned TikTok because I made a TikTok in an Edge shirt.
I heard that exactly. And it's super popular. People are loving it. And it's going to do well. And, it'll be fun. It's like a fun startup to be a part of, I'm sure. But I passed on a lot of those opportunities earlier in life just because it didn't feel as kind of latch on meaningful to me at least. It is for a lot of people, but not for me. But I think this industry was as meaningful as it gets.
Yeah, well, perfect. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for talking with us. And
thanks for having me.
Enjoy CIS.
You too as well.
Have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.